If you've been watching this series, you're probably starting to notice something pretty important. Most relocation buyers don't regret the house they choose. They regret not fully understanding how different each part of Rochester actually lives. And Northwest Rochester is a perfect example of that, because for a lot of people moving here, Northwest becomes the default option. But for borrowers who are the happiest long-term, it isn't a default at all. It's a very intentional decision. And today, we're talking about Northwest Rochester, what it really offers, who it works best for, and where regret can creep in if expectations aren't aligned. I'm Kelly Domaille with Domaille Real Estate, and we help people relocate to Rochester every single week. And Northwest Rochester is one of those areas that people either settle into for decades, or they realize later that they chose it for the wrong reasons. Now, Northwest Rochester is best described as stable. Not flashy, not trendy, just stable. And this is where you're going to find established neighborhoods, larger yards, mature trees, and homes that were built for real day-to-day living, not just for online photos. Now, a lot of buyers feel drawn to Northwest because it feels familiar, and especially if you're coming from another Midwestern or suburban market, streets are quieter, neighborhoods feel settled, and over time there's a strong sense of community that really forms. And from a housing standpoint, Northwest offers a wide range. You'll see many single-family homes built from the 1980s all the way through the early 2000s, along with newer subdivision pockets and some higher-end homes that really move into an upper price range. Now, lots of townhomes and villa communities exist, but this area is still dominated by traditional single-family living. Pricing often starts in the low to mid 300s, and it can climb into the 600s and beyond, depending on location, size, and the updates. Now, quick pause for just a second. If you're relocating to Rochester and this kind of breakdown is helpful, you'll want to subscribe to our YouTube channel because we release detailed, honest videos just like this every week to help you make smarter decisions before the move, not after. Now, where Rochester really shines is daily livability. Commutes are pretty predictable. Winter driving is manageable, snow removal is consistent, and schools and parks are a major draw for families. And this is one of the areas where buyers often tell us life here just feels easy, but that ease comes with trade-offs. And this is where expectations really matter. Northwest Rochester is not walkable in the same way that downtown or even parts of Southeast are. Restaurants, entertainment, and nightlife are more spread out, and if you're expecting a newer, modern aesthetic everywhere, some neighborhoods are going to feel dated unless they've been updated. This is also where we sometimes see frustration, when buyers underestimate commute patterns, especially if they're driving downtown or across the city every single day. The commute is reliable, but in winter or peak hours, it can feel longer than expected. Now, that doesn't make Northwest a bad choice, it just makes clarity important. So before we go any further, a quick reminder, if you're relocating to Rochester, you can scan the QR code on the screen to download our free Rochester Relocation Starter Kit. It will walk you through neighborhood fits, commute trade-offs, and long-term planning step by step so that you're not guessing your way through this. Now, here's the most important thing to understand about Northwest Rochester. This area works best for buyers who are thinking long-term. Families planning to stay 5 to 10 years. Buyers who value space, privacy, and stability over novelty. People who want a clear separation between work life and home life. Now, Northwest is usually not the best fit for buyers who want constant activity, quick walks to restaurants, or brand new finishes without renovation. And it's not ideal for people who assume every part of Rochester functions the same in winter. The buyers who thrive here understand exactly what they're choosing and why. They choose Northwest because it supports real life. School routines, weekend schedules, quiet evenings, and long-term sales stability. That's why Northwest often becomes the forever area for many Rochester families. Now, here's the real takeaway. Northwest Rochester isn't exciting at first glance, and that's precisely why it works so well. It's predictable, it's livable, and it holds up over time. But only if you choose it intentionally, not because it felt safe on paper. I'm Kelly Domaille with Domaille Real Estate. We live here, we work here, and we help people just like you move here with clarity so that regret never becomes part of your story. I'll see you guys in the next video.